You're not going to be calling on Messi's phone ever again, right? I've tried to make Messi see sense, but I'm taking this into my own hands. You will not speak to Messi. You will not come anywhere near Messi. I do not want to see you in Messi's life in any way, in any way, in any way. Stupid frog. Unkempt idiot. Chewed bubblegum.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mercy Diosa, and today we are doing part 2 to Dan, and part 2 to the Dan story time that I did before. We are going to see Mum's reaction to my video, and Mum's going to tell you how she felt about it, and you know, just she's gonna explain the situation from her side. Hi Mum.
Hi Mercy, how are you?
I'm good, babes. How are you?
I'm fine. Right. Okay. I'm going to give you a brief rundown to this story. Is it stop pinching me?
Mum, I'm not pinching.
So, but keep your hands to yourself. Right.
I like to, you know, caress you.
I think many parents can relate to this. Mercy's 16 to I can say about 19, 16 to 19 was a very difficult time for me. Very, very, very difficult.
Aww.
I at times was Hulk Hogan, and sometimes was threatening her. At one point I thought, you know, probably I just needed to lock her in the house because the amount of riffraff Mercy was bringing into our lives was unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Like this particular one we're going to talk about. I mean, up until Mercy 21, I detested every one of his boyfriends. So if you're watching, I hated you. I hated every one of them. Because, you know, the thing about Mercy is one of those girls who at that time, not now, then, was very impressionable. If a boy said to Mercy that they loved her, you know, she'd literally be singing, "Here comes the bride, here comes the bride." I liked a particular type of boy.
I did have a type back then.
Yeah, they were very skinny, obnoxious, stupid. We're not going anywhere with their lives. So, you know, moving swiftly to this Dan character. Oh my God. You know, Dan was a mess. A proper...
No, Dan, looking back now, Dan was a mess.
Done before. And I make it a point, I don't know if mothers out there do it differently. I make it a point that, you know, I see these boys, I check them, you know, I do everything. Because, you know, where we are living now, you have to do everything yourself. Because if you're waiting for somebody to come and check these boys out for your children, no one else is going to. So I do all the checking myself. So anyway, you know, you can just about, then you could just about know if Mercy was in love, because, you know, the love songs would come out and she'd literally be in cloud 9, smiling, going ta-da-da, ta-da-da, all the way. So Dirty Dan came into Mercy's life, and Mercy was like,
Meeting Mr. Right, the man of my dreams, the one who showed me true love, with brown cocker skin and curly black hair, just the way she looked at me, the gentle loving stare. Finally, you come along the way.
Oh my God, guys! Oh wow!
Mercy, the week that hit. So anyway, roll on. We went to a friend's party in that particular area where Dirty Dan lived, and Dirty Dan,
Mom.
Dirty Dan was bad news. Everyone knew Dirty Dan. Everyone knew how Dirty Dan walked around with literally his equipment in his hands, just literally, you know, wherever he was literally putting it everywhere. Dirty Dan turns up, and I get to meet this Dirty Dan for the first time. It was this scrawny, little, skinny thing. He literally, Dirty Dan comes and goes, "Hello, hello."
My boyfriend.
I'm like,
Then
I was so underwhelmed, so I just went.
no, you were not having it.
I just went, "Hello." So anyway, so Dirty Dan is literally walking around in that party place as if, you know, he owns the place, and Mercy is on top of the world, running around like a little wife. Oh, Dirty Dan doesn't like bones. Dirty Dan doesn't like bones. Because it was a barbecue, so Messi was literally chopping the meat, into small
I was
pieces.
trying to feed Dirty Dan like a baby.
That irritated me. I was so irritated. But we were around people, so I was trying to behave, and I was trying to, not to show Messi up. So I was just like, Messi, why are you doing that? He hasn't even married you. Why are you behaving like a stupid idiot? Stop it. And Messi's like,
Dan, do you want a drink? Do you want a drink, Dan? Do you want a drink? Do you want a drink, Dan? Sit down, Dan. Let me get you a drink. So
anyway, at this point, one of the ladies at the party called me and says, "Oh, that little boy is bad news. You don't want your daughter anywhere around that little boy." I said, "Why?" He says, "Oh, he's really bad news. You don't want him around your daughter." So I said, "Okay." So I'm a bit concerned as a mom. Bear in mind, this is my first time of meeting Dan. So I go to Mercy and I go, "Mercy, the ladies here, they know Dan because Dan is their neighbor. Everybody knows this little boy, Mercy." And Mercy's like,
oh my God, Mom, I knew you were going to start on this. Mom, can you stop it?
and when your child is misbehaving in public and you really can't do anything to discipline them and you're trying, bear in mind this is a country where there's a lot of social services and you don't want to be to be having social service. So I was literally like this to Mercy. It's literally like this. Why are you being like this, Mercy? Why are you being like this to me? This is in front of people. This little idiot, this little cockroach, And it's like,
Now, let me just talk to Dan.
Mercy was really showing me up. Anyway, so we left. And at that particular time, when you're parenting, you try all sorts of tools in your box. I tried the head choking one. It didn't work. I tried I'm going to
shake the life out of you if you don't stop
yes,
now.
And that didn't work. And then I tried prayer. Guys, I was fasting every day and I literally had this Dirty Dan's name, in my prayer book, and I was going,
"Dirty Dan, I bind you in the name of Jesus. I bind this little devil. Dirty Dan, I don't want you in my house. Dirty Dan, go where you've come from the abyss of hell in the name of Jesus. You and your promiscuous self and your horribleness. Get out of my daughter's life."
I was praying, guys, and I was doing all sorts. And anyway, Dirty Dan didn't go anywhere. I'm sorry to say I prayed, but my prayers were not answered then. They were answered later on in the story, but here they were not answered. So anyway, I was actually, very unhappy that Messi wasn't listening. Anyway, so bear in mind, the little drips and drabs of Dirty Dan's rubbish were starting to come out. So I got a telephone call from one of my friends where we had gone to the party. He said, actually, this little boy is living with a grown woman and they're actually shacking up. They are in a relationship with this grown woman, a woman about my age, and they are together. So obviously I was shocked. So at this point I said no. The daughter, we had an intervention. So at this point we were going, this man is in a relationship with somebody else. You need to stop.
I did not want to believe you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, you're lying.
So this day, the sister is there and we're sort of like having an intervention and saying, how can you let, as beautiful as you are, look at how you look at how beautiful you are. How can you let this scrawny back teeth everlasting bastard, waste your time? And my other daughter got really upset with her and she was like, why are you doing this? She was like,
"Let me tell you, boo-boo. Let me tell you, boo-boo. It's because you're not in love. You're jealous because I found myself a brown cocoa everlasting bastard."
Brown cocoa everlasting bastard. Oh my god.
brown cocoa everlasting
Mom! Oh my god, that is
so what broke the camel's back for me? We have this intervention which obviously didn't work because Messi went on a date. After this conversation, went on to have a date with this Dirty Dan. Point, I'm just thinking, what have I done wrong in my life, this life, the past life? Why am I being punished? This is a curse. My daughter is bringing in a cockroach into the house and calling this cockroach a boyfriend. What? Anyway, he didn't go, guys. I'm afraid. So then obviously I was telling Mercy the honest to God truth about this Dirty Dan. Dirty Dan has got a girlfriend with children, and Dirty Dan has got a child. So then she comes back, right?
Oh, ma'am, Dirty Dan has clarified everything to me. Dirty Dan has told me that he is not living with anyone.
I said, so are you calling me a liar?
Well, I'm just saying your sources need to be checked, innit?
I was like, no, at this point, this is me in my heart. I literally wanted to jump from there. You know what those wrestlers do when they are standing on top of things and they jump on top of their children and go. I wanted to do to Mercy. I really wanted to slap some common sense into her.
Well, you just need to check your sources. I'm not saying you're lying per se, but your sources are clearly, and well, he does have a child, and I'm ready to be a stepmother.
I understand that. So at this point, you know when your life is so surreal, and I'm not, a soft mother, trust me. If you ask my girls, they'll tell you. So at this point, I really got annoyed with her. So I said, listen, if you don't do anything about this boy, I'll probably have to do something myself. I'll have to break up with him for you. Because that you've left me with no choice. I'll have to break up with him. Then it came to the phone bill, guys. Mercy's phone bill hiked when this everlasting bastard was in there. Was in there. It was a very expensive, stupid everlasting bastard, and fed cockroach. So
Unfed cockroach.
she started, spending nights, or because in the morning she was so lethargic, because she was spending all nights, sitting up talking to this boy and doing all sorts of craziness. But the issue came when it came to the phone bill, Mercy. The phone bills, it was now times 3. Her mobile phone bill was times 3 because of this boy.
Yeah.
So and I asked her, I said, Mercy, so what is happening with the phone bill? Oh,
Well, I don't know.
what do you mean you do not know? How can you not know about your phone bill? And you are the one who's saying you want to be somebody's stepmother if you don't even know how to read a common phone bill.
Oh, well, I don't know. It's just gone up, innit? You need to call 3.
You know what? Contrary to popular belief, when you're going through these things with your teenagers and you really, you don't want to alienate them, but you also want to tell them what they're doing is wrong, but you also do not want to be that broken record, right, which keeps on saying the same thing over and over and over again. So I thought to myself, look, I've taught her right. She knows right from wrong. She's just being stupid. So I'll let this relationship run its own course. So I didn't ignore it. I was still watching things. I was listening to things. I was, going on and on. Because for 2 weeks, I sort of like eased off a bit. I wasn't talking about it so much. That because I knew, she had. But after 2 weeks, we came to a standstill, because I thought, no, there's no way my daughter, a child that lives in this house, is going to be somebody's side chick. So I went ham. I went crazy. I said to her, you're not leaving this house. You're not going to see any boys. I took her phone away from her and I said, you're staying here.
Yep.
And at this point, I spoke to this crony everlasting bastard and I said to him, the conversation went something like this. So I went, grr, grr, hello. So he thought it was Messi, because I was calling from Messi's phone. Grr, hello. Hi babe, you're right. I said,
Go away! I'm not your babe. This is Messi's phone. You're not going to be calling on Messi's phone ever again, right? I've tried to make Messi see sense, but I'm taking this into my own hands. You will not speak to Messi. You will not come anywhere near Messi. I do not want to see you in Messi's life in any way, in any way, in any way. Stupid frog. Unkempt idiot. Chewed bubblegum.
Oh my god, Mom, chewed bubblegum.
and then he goes, mama. I said,
I'm not your mother. I've never given birth to frogs. I don't give birth to frogs or rotten eggs. Stop calling me your mother. I'm not your mother. I don't want to see you anywhere near my daughter. And then
he goes, listen to this little, uneducated fool. He goes, mama, but I love your daughter. I said,
what? What?
And at this point, he realized I meant business. I said, if you
Come anywhere near my daughter, I'll chop your balls off. And I'll feed them to the dogs whilst you're watching. When I finish feeding them to the dogs, I'll run you over. When I've run you over, I'll run you over some more. So please don't come anywhere near my children. I'll kill you.
So anyway, he goes, okay. So at this point, I made it clear to Mercy that, look, I was hoping you'd do the right thing, but you refused to do the right thing. So I've taken it upon myself, to break up with your boyfriend. So we are now broken up. We are not seeing.
Me and you and Dan are no longer together. The
Yeah.
relationship is finito.
Yes.
Over.
Oh, we are no longer seeing Dan. We are not calling Dan. Dan is now, not part of this family. Dan is not to be spoken about. That name is dirty in this house. Every time we say it, we sprinkle salt because this name is never to be mentioned. So at this point, Mercy goes, okay, mom, and we hug, and I said, it was a moment of madness. My daughter is fine. Things like this happen, and we make up. Not knowing, guys. Dan never went in. Dan, this was round 1, Dan versus mom. So
Dan versus mom.
There are 2 more rounds, bear in mind. The other 2 rounds are even worse. This was, bear in mind, this was over the phone. There's going to be a face-off and another face-off. That's it.
Have you healed from the Dan situation, mom?
Well, when during that time I had to heal quick because another one was coming. Isn't it? Bear in mind, this is the first story when it comes to Mrs. F-boys.
Is Dan? What do you want to name the second one?
This second one. This one was actually the devil reincarnated. I saw the devil walking. We'll call him Lucifer.
Rock and roll Lucifer.
We'll call him Rock and Roll Lucifer.
Okay, so there was Dan. The next one would be called Rock and roll Lucifer.
Oh my God. If you think Everlasting Bastard was the worst, you've not met Rock and Roll Lucifer. Rock and Roll Lucifer. My goodness me.
Rock and roll Lucifer. Oh my God, mom.
Hey! Rock and Roll Lucifer is another story. Ladies and gentlemen, these children, I fought with the devil and won. I literally became a warrior. I put on the armor of Christ to fight these devils. It was such a trying time. Bear in mind, I did 3 rounds with Everlasting Bastard. Then with Rock and Roll Lucifer, I did 3 rounds again.
Probably 10, mom. Who knows?
Yeah. And the one thing about it is I came out hilarious. We are sitting here with my daughter. I won. Roll Lucifer, I'll just give you a tidbit so that you can wait. You need to watch this whole series because it's so funny. Rock and Roll Lucifer was a Z-lister washout celebrity. This one.
Ooh,
and
Lord.
And then after this Z-lister, we went on. We went on to the illegal immigrant. Messi even wanted to give this one papers. So these are stories we're going to go through. But I've just told you the first part. So I won this one because I rang him, and then I thought he had backed off, but he hadn't. So there's going to be part 2 of this, and then there's part 3. And mothers out there, if mothers are watching this, please do not stop fighting for your children. They are worth it. Even if it means taking shoes off and running after cars, even if it means exposing boys if they're after your children, do it. Even if it means going into their timelines and pretending to be them, do it. Do it. It's worth it. Because this one, there's a lot going on. Watch this space. But anyway, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And every Sunday at 10 we're going to be having a
Periscope session
with mom. Just having girl talk, girl chat. So guys, if you have any questions, if you want to ask mom anything, I'm sharing. So yeah, if you want to ask mom anything, just kindly DM me if you have any questions, and tune in Periscope Sunday 10 p.m. The link will be in the box down below.
And also, all those mothers who just want to join this crusade against these everlasting bastards, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's join against these little boys who are after, stealing our children's parts. Let's go and fight them. Let's go and fight them. We're doing a fight for justice. Down with the F boys.
Down with the F boys, mom.